I think that we have so filled the admissions process for kids and families that are blessed enough to, to be able to have options for college. We have made that process so ridden with anxiety, pressure, all of those sorts of things, that when I said in a column, hey, let's pause for a moment, is this juncture really as consequential and important as we're treating it as? I think a lot of people thought, wow, I want to ask myself that. I want to think about that, because I think people are really upset with the way things are. It's one of those something's got to give situations. I think the book will help parents put this into a healthier perspective. It will allay their fears that if their kid is not going to a school with an acceptance rate under 20%, that this is a behind the eight ball, the rest of life is going to be a more difficult situation. That's not true, and I think parents do need and want to hear that. It's also my hope, honestly, the other thing I was writing the book, the other audience or the other moment I had in mind is I think the book ends up being just as much about how to use college properly, how to use it to become a bigger person, to launch yourself in life. And so I would love it if kids who've been through this process, whether they're happy with the results or not, if they read this book before going off to college and extracted from it some lessons I wish I'd had about how to use college. For some reason, the person who comes to mind right now is a young woman named Jillian Vogel, who was applying to college from here in Manhattan. She had her heart set on Brown University, which of course is one of these schools that has a below 10% acceptance rate, or right around 10%. She got deferred when she applied early to Brown. And she was so determined to go to Brown, she sent a series of just hilarious creative things to the admissions committee, which it would take too long to describe them here, but they're in the book, and it boggles my mind after what she sent them, the wit and the heart in them, that Brown did not accept her. She ended up going to one of her fallback schools, the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, which happens to be my alma mater and is a great school. But because she had had this disappointment from Brown and other places, and because UNC wasn't her first choice, she went there and she tackled that school in a way that she wouldn't have tackled a school that she felt like, okay, my work is done, I got in the door. She found the most interesting courses at UNC. She learned that she could take a course at Duke one semester because of a sister school relationship. She learned things about UNC that I didn't know when I was there, and I think she's a model of the idea that college is what you wring out of it, not just the name, on the gate as you walk through. We have found ways to take almost every experience and do these gradations, of exclusivity and privilege, whether it's gym memberships, levels of trainers at Equinox. The plane is the perfect metaphor for this. I mean, it used to be first class and coach. Now they're the people who board now, the people who board then. There's the people who have first access to the overhead bin. There's economy comfort. There's economy comfort plus. I mean, it's ridiculous. And I do feel like people are approaching college in a way that reflects this. They want to make sure to go to a college that sorts them into the category of elitism or privilege to which they feel they belong or want to belong. How do we push back at it? By talking about it and calling it out for what it is. I mean, I think sometimes when you hold up a clear enough mirror to this, people look at it and say, wow, that's not who I want to be. That's not what I want our country to be. And I'm hoping if we talk about it, we'll pull back from it.